recorded. As I mentioned earlier, I did create a YouTube channel. So you're gonna have access to this channel. I'm gonna make a link and post it this week on the Blackboard. So everybody can access the YouTube channel, and I'll upload the videos there regularly. So this way you can watch it and don't have to ask for permission as you have in the past. Okay, so going forward, that's what I did during the break. I had to set everything up and we should be good to go. All right, so you can see my screen now. We're gonna continue with the Photoshop. We were able to create different formats and explain what each one does. We saw the advantage of PNG versus JPEG and vice versa if it comes down to using some common sense when you make image format decisions. What I'm gonna do right now, instead of working from scratch, I have a lesson file for you. I did ask you to do this in the beginning of this morning to download the Photoshop module under class 8. We did the lesson files. Before, just click on this file, please, to download it and extract it, because that's the lesson file we're going to use today. We're going to start with it right now, and next week we're going to probably conclude it as well. So this file will hold us for the next several days, okay? Or I should say 2 weeks, this week and next week. This digital NFT abstract design, I want to see what you did this morning. So don't worry if you haven't done it yet, but I want you to click here and participate as a group and upload what you've done. This is some of the stuff that, this is the previous one that I did as an example. What you can do is type a response and upload yours. Please put a PNG file in there, okay? So it's a smaller file size. And I want to see what your NFTs look like. So when I sell them online, you know, we can all make some money together, right? I'm only kidding. So go ahead and upload your NFTs there, okay? So we'll do this from time to time. We'll do what's called a collaboration. We'll do like a class, you know, share your artwork kind of thing. It's important that we all look at each other's work from time to time and evaluate what we do, okay? So the lesson files, download that one and upload your NFT, please, so I can see it. And let's open the file now. So if you go back to the zip file here, you'll have a folder called selections. If I open that folder, you'll have 4 lesson folders. They're all very good, okay? I kind of handpicked these lessons that I deliver. I've been using it for a few years now, and it never gets boring because I always make it fun and come up with new creative ways of utilizing them. But I like these because there's instructions. So if you open up the first folder, there's the set of instructions in a PDF. So these instructions basically give you the objective and the methods of getting this thing done, step by step. I mean, back in the day, I would print this and give it to my students, but there's no need to do that right now. Although I have a printer right there, it's good to visualize this way. But by all means, if you want to print something, use a printer too. There's nothing wrong with writing hand notes on these lessons. So for example, let's say I do want to decide to print this for myself, okay? And I'll leave you make your own decisions. If you want to print it, you can. Just to show you quickly how to print, I'm going to go to File. I open the PDF in my Acrobat printer. Print. And I think I have to add the printer here. Oops. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with this now, but I will add that printer. If it's not on the network, maybe I have to turn it on, and I can print it here if I want, okay? But back to these tutorials, the steps are there. This is one of my favorite exercises to introduce the selection methods, not just from a basic, but to an intermediate level. Because after this, you'll learn how to use selections, basically, guaranteed. So what you're going to learn is this: how to select part of an image using a variety of tools. You're going to learn how to reposition a selection marquee. You're going to deselect the selection. Now, some of these we already did with the NFT exercise, but these other ones will follow up into a more broader spectrum of knowledge. You're going to learn how to duplicate a selection, constrain the movement of a selection, choose an area of an image based on proximity of color or pixels, adjust the selection with the arrow keys, add and subtract from selection, which we already did. So it's a good kind of a review of what we just did to this one. Rotate, scale, and transform, combine selection tools, and finally, cropping an image. So all these things we're going to do right now, okay? So I'm not going to read this. I'm kind of going to do it with you, hands-on. But if you want to get technical and read it, you can. Okay, but basically we're going to create this wonderful little composition of this, we'll call it a puzzle. We used to use the Mr. Potato Head. Remember Mr. Potato Head with the potato and the parts? That was an exercise we used. But now it's more like, I guess, healthy with the fruits and vegetables, right? But I would literally get a picture of a potato and use this exercise. It's funny because we stumbled across this $1 million potato image. Did you guys see the $1 million potato image? Yeah, this picture is worth, actually, it's worth $2.5 million. In British pounds, it's like that. This gentleman took a picture of a potato that sold for $1 million. I'm not making it up. His name is Abash, I think, the German photographer. He took the picture, and it sold for that much money because it looks like an asteroid. So we took this picture and we dressed it up, basically. We had some fun with the potato, okay? So it was just funny how from the potato now we moved on to using more like the vegetable option. So this is better because it's already set up. You don't have to go to the internet, waste time, look for images. You can do anything you want afterwards, but for now, this is the assignment here. The exercise, I should say. And based on these written how to do step-by-step steps with this file, you should do this exercise. Okay, so it's like lessons in a book, we used to call it back in the day. But now we're doing it lessons hands-on in the classroom. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. So first thing is, let's focus on this elliptical marquee option here. We used already the elliptical marquee, so we know how it works. But how do we utilize it on an image base? Because look, all that is under one layer. So if I go to the elliptical marquee tool, and I go over here, and it says option start at center. So this is an option. So if I hold option or alt, I start from the center, I make an elliptical selection. And I can move it, I can nudge it here and there. Let me teach you something else along the way. Watch this one. Select transform selection. When this option came out years back, it was an amazing breakthrough because here you can now transform the selection, not the image, the selection, which makes the selections perfect, especially when it comes down to something like this. Like how do you get a perfect elliptical or a round type of selection, but not perfectly round, just elliptical kind of thing? Well, this is how you can do that. When you press enter, the selection sustains. Now think about it. You have a selection on this orange, okay, using the elliptical marquee. Now we're going to use copy and paste. Or I'm going to teach you one shortcut, which the handout suggests. Command J is the same as copy and paste. Command J does it in one shortcut, one stroke, okay? So Command J, just do copy and paste first. So copy, paste. Look what happens to the layer. Layer 1. See? I'm just hiding the background layer so I can show you. So layer 1, I'm going to call it I. I'm going to move to the Move tool. This is the Move tool, everybody. I never addressed this tool yet. This is the first time. Let me show you. This is the most important tool in Photoshop when it comes to layer composition, because this Move tool lets you move things around the program, like Illustrator's Move tool. Very similar. It's like for object moving. In this case, you're moving pixels and layers. So this layer here, called I, now became part of my design. So I copied and pasted this, and I'm going to put it right here. Right? That's exactly what that's going to look like. And if I want to make this smaller or bigger, another shortcut today. Ready for this one? Remember this one. Command T or Control T for transform. This one is under here. See, it's called free transform. This is very important because unlike the selection, this transforms the images. Now, me, I have to hold shift. You probably don't have to. It constrains it for you automatically. So I'm just going to resize it just a tad and just press enter. You have to press enter to make it okay, confirm. And then you can move it back in position. So try that, please, okay? Yeah.
Like if you press Control Shift, like for me, it's over the you press Shift and it constrains. When I press Shift, it doesn't constrain.
I know.
How do we change to the default function?
I'll be honest with you, I was trying to figure that out and I gave up because I kind of didn't care at that point. I just hold shift. But mine was an old legacy version. It remembered my previous settings. When you install it on a new computer, new thing, it takes over the new method.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can Google it, man.
Because I have CS5.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I have 2024 now, so I can even CS5.
Got it. Now you don't have to hold shift, I know. It's weird. We'll figure it out. Okay, are we good so far? So remember, look, this is on a separate layer, and this is on a background layer. What I want you to remember is be consciously aware what layer are you on. So right now, I'm on the I layer, and we can move this around. But to copy this, just like Illustrator, you hold Option and you drag. Option drag or Alt drag on a PC. Look what happened. I duplicated 2 layers. So now I got 1 layer, 2 layers, I1 and I copy duplicated, and I can move them all. See, right now it's like Illustrator in a way because it's object oriented. I'm able to move the eyeballs around the subject there, right? We're gonna make a melon head. Yes, we're gonna make this come alive. Not like Frankenstein. We're gonna have a Melonstein, okay? We're gonna make the melon come to life after this. All right. Now we're gonna go here a little bit here. The blueberries. Here it says elliptical marquee, shift to make a perfect circle. So I'm gonna use the elliptical marquee, and we're just talking with Jerome about holding shift and stuff. If you do hold shift, you make a perfect selection. If you don't hold shift, you make an elliptical selection. So once you make a selection, you can also do the same thing here. Now be consciously aware here, guys. This is very important. I'm selecting the blueberry, right? But what layer should I be in? Right now I'm in the wrong layer. So if I press Command J right now or copy and paste, it'll say there's nothing there. Like I'm in the wrong layer. So what you have to do always is be in the background layer because all the sources are from that page. You want to copy and paste from the background to the foreground layers. So once I'm in the background layer, and then I do copy paste or Command J, it's going to extract the blueberry on a separate layer. So it's a very conscious decision you have to make, or be always aware to be in that layer. And then this now can go right over. Oh, now how do I move this? How do I move this in front? Right? So look at the layer order. This is the blueberry. We'll call it pupil. Pupil, right? The pupil is behind the eye. So the orientation goes like this. Bottom, top, 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 top. So this should go at the very top to be at the very front of the order. So this is another thing we're learning, layers and selections. I know the lesson's called selections, but you can't do selections without layers. So that's why I'm teaching you both at the same time. So this is important because you're going to orient this to be at the very top. Now if I hold Option, I'm going to copy it again over here. Now I have both of them, okay, in the same place. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and I can easily hide them individually or show them. You can't do without layers because then you can create your own composition, right? Everybody okay so far? Now to continue, I have to go to the background layer. So always make a conscious effort to always remember to select the background layer before you move forward to do the rest of the design. And the next one is called the lasso or quick selection tool. I'll be honest with you, the lasso is a really good tool. I'm going to teach you a more advanced method of using it. So watch this. You got to hold the mouse. This is like, look, it's freestyle. No way you're going to go here and do this with a trackpad. You need a mouse. Okay? But with the help of Option, look what I can do now. Because this switches between the polygon lasso tool. This one works like this. See, it sticks. Look, it sticks. And if it gets a little carry lost and you're like, hey, where's my tool? What's happening? Press escape. Escape takes it out. So now, in combination with the lasso and this one, is holding Option. So watch this. If I zoom into this pasta little thing, I'm gonna click and drag the mouse. Watch this now. My other hand, I'm gonna hold Option or Alt, let go. My hand's resting right now, and it's ready for me to go to the next step. So I'm gonna go very carefully. I'm gonna go here, there, and there. Click and drag. Click and drag. Right? Now watch what I'll do here. Watch this. Click and click. I'm holding Option the whole time. This is how you get ultimate control. This is now using this advanced, okay? So I'm holding Option, click, and I'm really getting in there to getting these very, very nitty-gritty parts. And I'm holding the mouse if I want to go freestyle, but as soon as I let go of the mouse, I'm in this elastic mode. So very, very powerful technique that even professionals love to use for simple things like this, because you don't have to go use like layer masks and all these advanced methods when selection tools work just as good getting what you need. So I'm just gonna go like this, click, click, watch this. My hand's pressed right now on the Option key on my keyboard the whole time. Okay, all I'm doing is just connecting the dots here. And if I hold the mouse, it's to do freehand. As soon as you know it, I have a pretty decent selection made, right? All by using the mouse and a basic shortcut. And of course, I'm in the background layer because how else would I get it? Now I do again, copy, paste, Command J. This is repetitive, but see, with repetition, you learn habit and how to do this better with tools. So that's why I love this exercise, because when you're done, you're gonna learn how to put something together in Photoshop, no problem. So I'm gonna go use the Move tool and move this right over here, right? This is like the little bow tie we're gonna make this into. So we're using this, call it bow tie. And back again to the background layer I go. Now you can just watch me do this if you want and try it later or do it with me, but everything that I'm doing right now is given to you with the handout. Look at this, with this handout here. Everything I'm showing you is right here, okay? So you can read the notes and try this at home later if you want to do it again. If you repeat this exercise, I guarantee you're gonna get that much better in learning Photoshop just by doing this exercise right here. This is the icebreaker. You learn this exercise, you're gonna learn Photoshop. Like your mindset's gonna understand how the program works. That's why I picked this exercise and I've been using it. It's a proven success for all my classes, this exercise here. If there was one I can choose, it would be this one, because it teaches you all the core fundamentals of the program. All right, so let's keep going here. Next is the magnetic lasso. Now that we engaged in the traditional lasso and switching between one and the other, there is one more called the magnetic lasso. I always tell you, this magnet's strong, so make sure there's no change or keys in your pocket, okay? Because this one goes like this. It detects the edges. So when you go to the background layer and you click here, no shortcuts. Look, it follows the pixels. It knows the edges. It does a really, really refined job. Look at this. I'm not clicking. I'm just very carefully following the actual pixels that differentiate from white to orange or whatever. Now I'm going to click. I'm going to click here now and go across very carefully, right across slowly, and click to connect the dots. See, this works good in contrasting situations. So you have like a red and a yellow or an orange, right? Or a black and a dark and light. This works really well. So now that I encapsulated that in a selection, again, Command J, copy, paste, right? Grab this and move it here. So now it's time to do some transform. Remember Command T or Edit Free Transform? Because basically you're putting this together and to rotate it, you go on the outside. To scale it, you go on the inside. I'm gonna hold Shift, rotate, Position it here, scale it again, press enter, right? Now watch this one, option drag, right? Now watch this, edit, transform. Yes, you can flip horizontally or vertically down here, just flip horizontally. You know how else you can flip it? If you press Command T, you can also do this. It's called a crossover. You can cross it over the other way. Because, you know, we're dealing with fruits and vegetables. Who's really going to know if you did it this way or that way? So it's all okay. As long as you're able to do it, you can put this thing together like that. Okay? Back we go to the background layer. This is called the another elliptical marquee. Okay, sure. Back to elliptical marquee. Here we go. It's not perfect, so what we do is we go to select, transform selection. So transform selection is different than free transform. Free transform transforms the pixels. Transform selection transforms the selections. So that's why you can go here and basically get this thing perfectly set up to get your selection to work. Doesn't have to be that perfect, but that's good enough. Press enter, Command J or copy and paste. And this is going to go right over here. All right, I'm going to zoom in. Command T. Now, some of you, we brought earlier, you got to hold shift to do a squish. If it does this, that means it's constrained. That means it keeps the proportions. You might have to hold shift to do that, to do a squish. So if you want to do a squish, you just have to go just grab the sides, or you can grab the corner and do what's called a free form. So that might work if you want to do a squish. Okay? Back to the background layer. It says quick mask, but I'm going to resort to the quick selection tool instead, because I'd rather save quick mask for another lesson. Next week I'll show you quick mask, okay? Today we're doing quick selection tool. This tool, when it came out, it revolutionized selections in Photoshop. The stuff I just showed you now are the basics. This is more now intermediate, because when you come here, what you do is this. You control the size with the square brackets beside the letter P, right? See, it's a 35 brush size, right? What you do is you click in the mid-range between the light and the dark, like here, you click once. Then you click once over here, and it gets the whole thing for you. 2 clicks. Watch again. Let me dislike. Some people click and drag the mouse. That works too. It's about technique. If you click and drag the mouse too much, you might get the yellow stuff that you're not supposed to. But the trick is if you click here in the middle, just click and drag the mouse, maybe to a small area, you're going to get the whole mushroom. And then you do copy and paste or Command J. Move it over here. Command T. I'll do a squish and a tilt. Let's get a nice chef's hat there. This is the magic wand, because the background is very complex. It doesn't have the white background. It has this cutting board with tomatoes and onions and stuff. So what I'm going to do is use the magic wand and simply click on the green here. Well, background color. Okay. Click on the green. Make sure you're in the background layer. You got to increase the tolerance. The tolerance adds more pixels of that color shade. So if you want more dark green, light green, you can make the tolerance maybe 32 should be the default. If you have 32 already, you should be okay. All you do is you click here, you hold shift, and you keep adding pixels to the area. I'm going to hold shift and add more and add more. I'm going to keep holding shift and keep clicking on different parts of my green. Probably clicked already maybe like over a dozen times already, but enough for me to get the whole pepper is something. Now I'm going to teach you more advanced ways to do this, but for now I want to keep it to the lesson that I have. So I'm keeping it very traditional and old school, because that's how you get. And look, I got an extra part. I'm going to hold Option and take that out. So Option subtracts Shift adds, just like we did with the previous basic exercise. So once I have the pepper selected, again, I'll just option click there. Well, shift click over here, right? Once I have the pepper selected, I'll do the same thing, Command J or copy and paste. Move the pepper all the way over here, like that, and drag it to the front. Maybe I'll go all the way to the top, call it nose. Name the layers so you know exactly what they are. I stopped naming them after this part here, so maybe I'll call this one ear, ear 2. This will be the mouth. This will be the hats. So all my layers are named accordingly, okay? Maybe I'll put this behind the ears there, right? Maybe I'll put it in front of the one eye, but not the other eye. Okay, maybe I'll do this. Right? Okay. Last but not least is this guy here. It says rectangular marquee and magic wand. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means if you do this, watch this, rectangular marquee, right? Let me make sure first, always, I'm in the background layer all the time. I make a selection, and then I go to the magic wand, and I press option. Look what happens. Inside the rectangle, it'll contract to the selection. This is very clever, actually. But now, there's a new tool that I'm going to show you. So far I covered all the tools, by the way. We did the rectangular, marquee, elliptical. We did all the lasso, polygonal, magnetic. We did all that. We did the magic wand. We did the quick selection tool just now with the mushroom and the hat. And now I saved the best for last. This one's a game changer. It's called the object selection tool. It's like more like an Illustrator approach, but on a pixel environment. The way this tool works, all you have to do with this one is basically, watch this. You just make a selection of your target, like this, like that. As soon as you let go of the mouse, wait 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, it selects the area. It's like AI level 1 or level 2. It kind of knows what you want to do because the programmers built it that way, right? Here's another way you can use it. Watch this. Move the mouse on top, wait till it highlights pink, and then you click the mouse, acknowledge that's what you want. It's going to make the selection for you. So all these methods are important because this doesn't always work, okay? All these methods work in their own way. So when you become experienced in using the program, you get to decide what works for you. There's no way, oh, you have to do this. You don't have to do anything. You can do what you want to do to get the job done. All right, so this is how it's selected now. I'm going to go hit Command J or copy and paste. I guess this will be the eyebrow, right? And I'm going to put this one all the way here. And I'm going to option drag it here. Watch this, Command T, and do a good old flip switcheroo. Little squish, put it over here, press enter, and look at all the layers we accumulated by putting this thing together. Not only that, you learn all the essential techniques of using Photoshop selection capabilities and layers. So doing this really helps you understand Photoshop hands-on. There's no better exercise that I know that beats this one. This one's my favorites because it covers all the selection methods, okay? From a tool perspective. There's other methods I'll show you from a menu perspective and other advanced methods, but this will really grasp the knowledge of using the program. Now, one last thing is this. We're gonna use the crop tool. This is called the crop tool, C for crop, and you're just gonna go and grab the edges and just crop the image like this here. You're gonna press enter, because a lot of people use Photoshop just to crop photos. And you do a save as. And you save it as, instead of start, you just change the name to finish. You just put the finish. PSD as a Photoshop file. And we're going to save it as that. And of course, if you want to save it for social media, you save it as a PNG or a JPEG and stuff and do the other miscellaneous formats. But this alone gives you a good approximate file structure of what we did right now. And this is how we can really learn the program from doing a simple exercise like this. And trust me, once you do it, I don't know if you guys all did this. If you haven't finished it, don't worry. You can practice this for next time. I'm not going to give you any assignments yet. Next week, I'll give you the Facebook ad assignment. So just get ready if you want. Here's your homework for today. Go back to your Facebook. Look at Facebook ads, okay? See what you really like, because that's what we're going to make next as the assignment will be a Facebook ad. And your other assignment will be an animation. And the main project will be a Facebook. It'll be a website in Photoshop. So those are your main 3 things, milestones that we're going to do for this rest of the semester. And boy, it's going to go fast, so don't worry. As soon as you snap your fingers, it'll be December. So just take your time, enjoy your time here in school and do your work and all that stuff. All right, I'm going to put this away. I'm going to hit the stop record button now, and I'll take some questions if you have any. And we're going to wrap it up because the time has come already. And I hope you enjoy the class, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I said, I'll post the YouTube link on the Blackboard chat so you can access all the videos and future videos going forward. And that's how we're going to do things from now on. All right, so that concludes the lesson. I'll see you next time. Were you guys able to see my screen, by the way, the whole time? Can you let me know, please? Tashal, Kajal, Zhao, Isaiah, anyone?
Yes, yes. I was seeing it the whole time.
Screen, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Any questions, anyone? All right. So I'll see you in the next lesson. I'll see you next week. Have a good rest of the week. All right. I'm going to turn the lights on, and I'll see you guys later.